Welcome back, traders. McD Master here. We are Friday, November 28th, roughly lunchtime on the West Coast. A little update on my Bitcoin daily price action as well as my SB short, SBIT, I should say. Before I get into this, I just want to mention where it says here at the top, I came here October 10th morning, warning of this drop. This is not on YouTube, by the way. This took place on TradingView. which I got an update for at the end of this video. But let's get right into it. First of all, in that previous video, I was mentioning how I jumped out on my SBIT here on that last Friday in the pre-market, yeah, that's right, it was a pre-market. It had done a shooting star on the day. These are 4-hour candlesticks. And I jumped out, took profit, was beautiful play. And now I see on the pre-market this morning, it did a hammer, heavy volume, so might see a bounce. I don't know. As I said in the previous video, I'd noticed there was a big gap here in the chart, roughly at 37.20. I was hoping for it to come back, but after looking at the chart again here this morning, before making this video, I happened to notice that on the daily, there happens to be a gap, although be it a small one, there is a small gap there right around, I think it was $30.74, something of the sorts. Will we make it that low? Boy, oh boy, I really hope so, because that would be a great entry to reshort Bitcoin in a heavy area of resistance. Even though this is SBIT, it doesn't matter. It kind of mimics the Bitcoin. So this big drop here was the day Bitcoin went up to, what was it, $126,272 that day. Beautiful entry on that one. Did I get in there? No, unfortunately. I think the lowest I got SBIT was at $27.30 or 40 cents. However, it doesn't matter. It's not necessarily getting the perfect entry. The entry is important. The fact is I was able to bank a good run on this one, and I'm hoping, as I said, for this pullback here at this point, you know, even at this level here, that would be what I think it works out to, a 25% pullback on SBIT. So we'll see if that plays out. Today on Bitcoin, you're looking at the daily chart right now. A few minutes ago, I took the screenshot, so there's still 4 hours and 21 minutes left on the daily. It's showing me a shooting star at the moment. However, I don't have that heavy volume that I would like to see on a shooting star. So that tells me it may not necessarily be a top. It was just a Friday afternoon. I think what's happening is a lot of bulls that got caught in this downturn, they're hoping for this type of play so they could get out, which is something I'd mentioned too, that if you're a bull and you're still holding on to BTC, this relief rally will be, in my opinion, because again, this is not financial advice, these are my own opinions, my own observations on looking at the charts. I'm just sharing with what I think is going to happen. So in my opinion, this would be another last opportunity if you're a bull and you got caught here and you didn't jump out here before this first big drop. And you know, unfortunately, this is where I got banned on TradingView. This is such an important level. I really wanted to save as many bulls as I could, because I realized this last leg up here into Bitcoin 2025, especially, a lot of young new traders got in there with fresh money. It's not like they've been holding on to Bitcoin since it was down at 60K and they're sitting up there with a lot of profit watching it diminish. No, it's the opposite. These guys bought in at 120K and they're now in the red and they're freaking out. So that's why I wanted to warn people on TradingView. Anyways, I'll just keep making these videos. As I said, I got an update on that whole situation at TradingView. I'm expecting here, or I should say, I'm hoping this weekend, this will break out here, go hit that 94K area that I'm hoping for. Possibly come back again when we open up on Monday. We'd be sitting up around this range is what I'm hoping. And then SBIT will have closed that gap here, and I'll be able to get in. Again, I'm looking at the charts, reading the indicators, looking at the MACD, the CCI. I'm not one of those traders that uses a whole bunch of charts, a whole bunch of indicators. The chart's saturated with information. I'm sorry, I'm old school. I've taught myself how to read charts, and one of the rules, the golden rules, I've heard many of these old timers say in those videos back then, was to keep it simple. Keep the KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it simple, stupid. You overcomplicate it, it's tough. I dedicated myself to learning indicators that were mostly correct and also gave early signals. So, will I be right? We'll wait and see here. Like I said, I hope we get back up to this area. I'd love to get back in and short it. Now, looking at the liquidation map, something I've shared here in the past, it's still not looking good for the bulls. If you go look over on this side here, the bears are sitting up in the billions. That's right. Look over on your right-hand side of the chart there. You see, they're over in the billions. And at what price? Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'll even get my 94K. And where's the bears? I mean, the bulls, they're sitting in the millions. So unfortunately, at this point, it's not looking good for the bulls. All right, so here's my update on TradingView. Again, you might want to leave the video at this point. I made these videos or kept track with the TradingView situation in case you're someone like myself who was considering purchasing, for example, this week here, they have the Black Friday special on TradingView where you can save up to 80%. I almost went for it. In fact, I still have a couple hours left in that decision if I want to go for it. But after speaking to this moderator, who I've decided to block out his name because I don't want him to get in trouble, I've decided to not go ahead with the premium account at TradingView. And the reason why is because if a moderator, whomever which one it may be, has the ability to simply give you ban after ban after ban. If you're not sure what I'm talking about, go watch my very first video on this channel. At the very end of the video, I share with you the comments. I'm pretty disappointed at that point, and you'll hear a different guide than what you're hearing right now. But if they can do that and just give you these bans willy-nilly, anytime they want, for whatever reason they want, even though you may have broken one of their little golden rules on TradingView, the fact is those rules, as I've witnessed again over the past month, just analyzing the comments there, people get away with saying everything in there. If they don't like you, that's when they pull out their playbook and hit you up with bans. So I've decided, forget it. I'm not going to take a chance here, pay for an account for a year and have some mod who has it in for me, who's suddenly going to have me lose my account, terminated within what, the first month? Forget that shit. So I'll stay on the free account, and yeah, something you may want to